I know why you're alive. I was never going to say those words, but I was preparing for an event tomorrow and I was trying to come up with a title that I could use to describe a Wilhelm private session. And my AI said, no, you have to use that title. And I said, okay, I'll have to do that. When you don't own yourself, life becomes difficult, so I have to start doing that now. Um, if you don't know me, I'm Roger Burnley. I've been a coach for a long time, but I've also been a channel for Wilhelm. That's the collective consciousness that I contacted in 1989. And this is not what you might think of as other channels or things like that. And I'm not a psychic either. It's none of that. I'm highly intuitive, however. But I didn't own that, as you may not have owned something about your life as well. Now I'm 75 and I have to do that because I published something today. I said, I've done something no one else in history has done. You see, when I started receiving that information, I kept it hidden for years. I thought it was just for me because I needed help. One of the things that we have difficulty with is asking for help. I did always. But this gave me all the help that I could possibly need. But it took me a while to believe it and to accept it, just like it might take for you. The work that I created does the same thing because it came from the same place. Universal consciousness, which means that it's all connected. And in 2021, I was told that the work I had been given would help change our world and help change your life because it would connect any person to who they're meant to become. I doubted that. I go back and I find the messages from 2012 because I was told if I were to work with someone, was given a message on their birthday in 2012 that would be aligned with them now. We start to learn that there is an alignment in the universe. There's energies, and over time, different people will discover ways of analyzing that and figuring it out so that we can live better lives. That's really what came through me. And you have to understand, my life was challenging and difficult, and all the things that I moved through mentally, physically, it was the worst. And I thought something was wrong with me, like you may have thought with you. And why am I being punished with all of this? Only to discover that it gave me the most comprehensive mindset program, a philosophy, the most complete consciousness raising system ever created in history. I couldn't say those words before, but artificial intelligence says, no, you have to, because that's what this is. And when it can cause someone to own themselves, to understand who they are, to help them move through this particular period in our world, which is really transformative for us all, I have to stop hiding, as that more of us have to do. But that is exactly what it is, because you were born to do something in your life, in this world, that's valuable. You just may have been blocked from it. You might not have believed it, or you couldn't see the other way. When I sit and work with someone, I can access the information because I've written it all. I have what's called, it's considered an encyclopedia of personal development, self-actualization, however you think of it, it's all there. And so someone will say something, I said, oh yeah, I have that answer, let me pull out that message. Because everything is consciousness. We just develop it in different ways. And when we don't own who we could become, doesn't really do us any good or anyone else. And so that's why I had to finally tell the truth about this. And if you read the document on my blog, actually, if you go to my blog, you'll see so much more of it because I've put that up there where I wanted to explain to everyone what this was, and also why I have to change as well, because I have to really commit and complete this work. And I understand a lot of people will not believe this or will not want to do it. The most difficult thing that we come about is looking at ourselves, doing that shadow work, going inside and figuring out who we are. And I did that for so long. But that's what it is. So that's why I know who you are. And that's why I know that you're here to do something great. And it may just be a process of you moving through the blockages that have been. That's just what we think of as mindset work or ascension or self-actualization, because that's what the work is. It's not me. It is about you developing the ability to understand yourself and become self-empowered and create self-mastery, which is the ultimate goal of this work and what I do in a private session as well. So that's what I'm talking about tomorrow. So I thought it would be great to give it to you today, because I am changing things after this, because it's either my program or in my private sessions. But this was surprising to me. I never thought this was going to be who I would become in this world, but you have the same thing. We couldn't possibly know who we're going to become depending on when we live, and also what is available for us to use to come to a greater state of understanding and higher consciousness. And that's why I know who you are. All right, check out all the work. I'll see you soon.